Hey guys, it's Cecil Jane. Today I thought I would give you an example of what an ideal day of eating would look like for maximum weight loss. So I've lost 40 pounds and I've kind of shared my story a bit over my YouTube channel, and I've shared with you guys a couple of what I eat in a day to lose weight videos. So this is kind of a different take on a what I eat in a day video. It's essentially the same thing, but instead of showing you what kind of I'm gonna eat today, I'm kind of going to make and eat sort of ideal meals and ideal meals put together for weight loss. I'm going to try to use ingredients that I think a lot of different people would have access to, and sort of recipes, easy recipes that I think a lot of different kinds of people would enjoy. So I really hope that it's helpful to you in some way. Hopefully you can get some kind of meal inspiration from it, or just get a few ideas here and there. Or maybe you'd like to use this as a guideline for what to eat in a day to lose weight. Let's get started with breakfast and then work our way through the day. So I know acai bowls are really popular right now, and for good reason. They're super delicious and they're full of good nutrients and I love them. So I thought I'd show you how to make one in a way that's healthy, filling, and also ideal for weight loss. Sometimes even healthy foods and healthy meals can contain a lot of calories. So this is a lower calorie, healthy acai bowl recipe that I like to make, and it contains good fats, healthy protein, and some good carbs too. So it's a nice balanced breakfast. First, what I'm going to do is add 1/3 of an avocado to my blender. This adds healthy fats, which will help to keep me fuller for longer, but also it makes the acai bowl really creamy and you don't actually taste the avocado. Next, I'm adding half a banana for a little sweetness and extra creaminess, and some healthy carbs too. I like to use half a banana so it doesn't become too banana-y. Then I'm using half a cup of frozen blueberries and half a cup of frozen raspberries. You can also use frozen mixed berries or strawberries instead of the raspberries. Using frozen berries and banana will help to give the acai bowl a really ice creamy, thick smoothie bowl kind of texture. It's really good. Then I love adding a little pinch of vanilla and cinnamon. Even if you just use the cinnamon, this really enhances the flavors, and it's also really good for you. By the way, I'm using ground vanilla powder here, but you can also just use some pure vanilla extract. Then the main ingredient of the whole show, the whole breakfast show, is the acai powder. I'm using 1 tablespoon of dried acai powder. You can also use acai puree if you want to. You can also check the calories per serving. 1 tablespoon of dried acai powder is about 40 to 60 calories depending on the brand, I guess. The one that I get is 40 calories per tablespoon. And then some water or a milk of your choice. About 1/4 cup is perfect for a thicker consistency. I've used half a cup, so that's more of a smoothie bowl, but 1/4 of a cup will be more like an ice creamy texture. You can also add a teaspoon of sweetener if it's not quite sweet enough for you, or if the berries have made it a little bit too sour, because you know sometimes you get a bag of berries that's just a little bit sour. But this is totally optional. This is generally sweet enough for me, but you know sometimes I do use 1 teaspoon of 100% pure maple syrup, or maybe even a little bit of xylitol. You know, a girl's gotta do. And then you can just blend that all up. Oh, and yes, you can also add some ice to make it a little bit more chilled, but I find it better to use frozen fruit instead of adding ice when I'm making a smoothie bowl or an acai bowl. It makes it a bit thicker. And after blending, I'll just add that to a bowl and smooth out the top with a spoon to make it pretty. And now I'm gonna add some toppings, which is like the best part, right? Today I'm using half a cup of strawberry slices and 10 raw cashew nuts. This is a really great combination, I find. You can also use the rest of the banana sliced up on top, because I used half a banana, remember, and 14 raw almonds, or 1 tablespoon of unsweetened nut butter instead of the cashew nuts if you want to. But I think strawberry slices are my favorite acai bowl topping. They're super yummy. So this is very simple and it looks pretty, and it's also tasty, which is important. I've always loved pretty food, and that's just how I am. And it has to be tasty too, you know. So this acai breakfast bowl will be roughly 400 calories, and it also contains whole carbs from the fruit, healthy fats from the avocado and from the nuts, and some good protein too from the nuts as well. And lots of good fiber, of course. So for lunch today, I am making this salad plate kind of thing. It's kind of like a salad, but it's not all tossed together. I don't know, I like to do this sometimes, you know, to switch things up a little bit and make things interesting. So to get this salad plate started, I'm adding a nice big handful of mixed greens to my plate. To be specific, it's baby spinach, watercress and arugula, just a mix of that, but you can just use baby spinach or another leafy green of your choice. Then half a cup of cooked quinoa. This is multicolored quinoa, which is super fun because it looks pretty, but I often just use plain quinoa too. I usually just use plain quinoa, and I always make sure that I have cooked quinoa or cooked brown rice in the fridge. I like to cook up a big pot of it every week so that I can easily add it to meals. Then 1 tomato sliced up and some olives for some healthy fats. I love snacking on these. I have used 8 olives, and then 2 half-boiled eggs for some good protein and some healthy fats. If you don't like eggs though, you can also use a 100-gram skinless grilled chicken breast piece, or for a plant-based option, I would generally have 8 raw walnut halves and 1/3 of an avocado sliced up with this meal. Having 100 grams of grilled chicken or having 1/3 of an avocado plus 8 raw walnut halves would give you roughly the same amount of calories as having 2 boiled eggs. So just as some other options, you can do that. And then half a cup of fresh cucumber slices for some veggies and some more greens. I really like cucumber, it's seriously so refreshing. And then for some extra healthy fats and some extra flavor, I'm drizzling 1 teaspoon of olive oil over my quinoa and my leafy greens, and also some fresh lemon juice, and a little bit of sea salt and black pepper over the eggs, the quinoa and the leafy greens. And then lunch is good to go. Obviously you could cut all of these ingredients up differently and toss them all together to make a tossed salad. That's really good as well, but sometimes I just love a pulled apart salad plate, or whatever you call it. It's like a different salad experience. It's really good. So this healthy lunch meal will be roughly 400 calories or just under, and it also contains good protein from the quinoa and the eggs, and healthy carbs from the quinoa and the vegetables, and healthy fats from the olives, the eggs and the olive oil. So it's also a nice balanced meal that will help to keep you fuller for longer with sustained energy, which is super important for if you're trying to lose weight and you know you don't want to go crazy from hunger. So today for a snack, I'm gonna have a cheeky chocolate chia pudding, which recently has been one of my favorite healthy snacks to have. I am beyond obsessed because, you know, I love chocolate so much. Okay, so what I've done to make my basic chia pudding recipe is mix 1/8 of a cup of chia seeds with half a cup of unsweetened almond milk, or you can use another milk of your choice. I just like unsweetened almond milk. And just mix that together and leave it to soak in the fridge overnight or for a few hours, and it becomes this thick pudding. It's amazing. So now it doesn't taste very nice plain like that, just so you know. You need to add a little bit of sweetener, and I like to add some cinnamon too. But today I am making chocolate chia pudding to feed my chocolate addiction in a healthy way, because, you know, a girl's gotta have her chocolate. So I'm just adding 2 teaspoons of cacao powder to the plain chia pudding. Cacao powder is just raw and sweetened cocoa powder. It's really good for you, and it contains a lot of antioxidants. And then 1 teaspoon of 100% pure maple syrup to sweeten it a little bit. You can also use pure xylitol syrup or some stevia drops if you like the taste of stevia. Then I'm also using some pure vanilla extract and some cinnamon. Optional, but definitely add the cinnamon. It's so delicious, and as I've said before, it makes the flavors pop. So just mix that all together and then you're all set to add the toppings. So I'm just getting fancy here and adding the chocolate chia pudding to a bowl because it looks pretty and that makes me happy, but eat it out the jar if you want to. That's fun to do as well. Now I'm topping it with the other half of the banana that I didn't use at breakfast, because remember, I just used half a banana at breakfast. I just saved it in the fridge, and I'm also using a few fresh raspberries. And such amount of raspberries add virtually no extra calories, and they're yummy and they look pretty, and I'm obsessed with this chocolate chia pudding. Just obsessed. A few fun nutrition facts for you. Chia seeds are full of protein and healthy omega-3 fats. And from this chia pudding snack, you will also be getting good carbs from the fruit. So it's a well-balanced snack that will give you sustained energy until your next meal. You're probably sick of me going on about the carbs and the fats and the protein by now, but this is just in case you wanted to know. And seriously though, having all 3 at each meal or each snack will really help to keep you fuller for longer with better sustained energy. And this chocolate chia pudding is roughly 200 calories or just over, at about 240 calories if you want to be exact and specific with the banana topping, which I'd say is an ideal amount of calories for a weight loss snack. Of course, if you want to make it 200 even, you can just leave out the banana, maybe just throw in a few berries. That'll be awesome too. And dinner time. For dinner today, I'm making a healthy chickpea, brown rice and vegetable stir fry, which is one of my favorite go-to easy dinner recipes. Chickpeas are my favorite legume, which I know is a really weird thing to say, and one of my favorite sources of plant-based protein. They're full of fiber, protein and healthy carbs, and they're super delicious added to meals. So to start, I'm going to cook my vegetables first because they'll take the longest to cook. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of macadamia nut oil to a pan, but you can also use another good cooking oil. Then I'm throwing in 1 cup of sliced button mushrooms, 1 cup of sliced zucchinis and half a cup of red bell pepper slices. Then also some sea salt, some black pepper and a little pinch of onion powder, and also 1 teaspoon of Italian herbs. And I'm just going to toss that around on the stove for a few minutes over a medium heat until it's pretty much cooked. And after the vegetables are almost fully cooked, I'll add half a cup of cooked brown rice and half a cup of cooked chickpeas. Like I said earlier, I love to cook a big pot of brown rice at the start of the week, which I'll keep in the fridge to add to meals easily. And I'll also often cook and soak some chickpeas at the start of the week too, which I will keep in the fridge to add to meals as well. But if I didn't do that, then I'll use my emergency supply of canned chickpeas. Just keep in mind that eating too much canned food isn't the best for you, but having some now and then is fine. But actually cooking and soaking chickpeas or other legumes at the start of the week isn't very difficult to do. It's not as difficult as it may seem, and doing a little bit of food prep at the beginning of the week, like on a Sunday, can really save a lot of time during the week. So after I've tossed that on the stove again, to heat up the chickpeas and the rice, I'll just add a little bit of fresh lemon juice for some extra flavor, and then get ready to serve my stir fry because it's all ready. So really simple. I'm just serving that onto a plate, and because it is so yummy, I'm adding some fresh basil leaves to my stir fry as well. These add a little bit of extra flavor, a nice basil flavor. And I actually like to keep a basil plant in my kitchen. It's so much more affordable than buying fresh basil leaves all the time. I find when I buy them, they go off really quickly in a few days, so it's so much easier to just buy a little basil plant. So I just pick a few leaves and then give them a quick rinse and add them to my meal. I also sometimes like to add a handful of fresh baby spinach to a stir fry like this. I'll do that when I add the rice and the chickpeas, instead of adding the basil leaves at the end. And so I'll either do the basil or the spinach, but you can easily leave both the baby spinach and the basil out of the meal and it will still be really good. So this meal is actually only roughly 350 calories actually, but the snack was a little bit higher than 200 calories with the added banana, if you remember. So it kind of all evens out to be roughly 1,400 calories for the day in total. But if you want to make this meal closer to 400 calories, you can also add a little bit of avocado. 1/4 of a medium avocado sliced up on top is amazing, and that would give you roughly 400 to 420 calories, just in case you wanted to know. Today I've shown you 3 meals that are roughly 400 calories each, sometimes a little bit less, and also a snack that's roughly 200 calories. The average woman would probably need to consume 1,200 to 1,400 calories in a day to lose weight, and even up to 1,600 calories if they're very active in a day, have a very tall frame, or have a high current weight or a high starting weight. The calories that you need to eat in a day to lose weight safely will mostly be dependent on your current weight or your starting weight and your daily activity level. So if you need 1,200 calories in a day to lose weight, you can have the 3 meals and just leave out the snack, which will give you roughly 1,200 calories for that day. If you need 1,400 calories in a day, then you're all set with eating everything that I showed you today. And if you need a bit more each day to lose weight in a healthy way, maybe you're very active each day and exercise a lot, or maybe you have a high starting weight, or you have a very tall frame, then you might need 1,600 calories in a day to lose weight in a healthy way. For this, you could just add another snack of about 200 calories, 3 meals of roughly 400 calories each, plus 2 snacks of roughly 200 calories each would give you 1,600 calories total. For this, you could just have a simple little fruit and nut snack. Often choose a fruit like a medium banana or a small sized grapefruit or a large orange, which will all be roughly 100 calories each. And I'll eat that fruit with a few raw nuts like almonds. 14 raw almonds will give you 100 calories, so 14 raw almonds plus 1 banana or 1 large orange will give you about 200 calories, so that's a great snack. I find that having a piece of fruit with some raw nuts is the perfect easy snack. It's my go-to healthy snack, and it's a really great way to get some healthy carbs, good fats and protein and fiber at snack time. Just take note that this advice and meal planning guidance is only intended for women who actually want to lose weight. It's always a good idea to check with your GP, your health practitioner, or a nutritionist to see if restricting your calorie intake is actually suitable for your personal health needs and goals, and also to double check that you're consuming the right amount of calories for your personal needs. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you found it helpful in some way. Maybe you can get some meal inspiration from it, or you can just use some of these healthy recipes that I showed you today, or maybe you can use it as sort of like an eating plan guide of what to eat in a day to lose weight. Of course, you might need to adjust it slightly based on your likes or your preferences or your calorie needs for losing weight, because everybody's a little bit different. But I hope that it was in some way helpful to you. Yeah, I'm gonna put all of these recipes over on my blog as well, so I'm gonna put a link to that below this video. You can go check them out there if you want to. If you'd like to see more of this type of video, then make sure that you give it a thumbs up so that I know. And yeah, make sure that you subscribe to my channel for more videos if you'd like to see more. And I will see you again very soon.